Is this the release that I've been playing with, that I've been being begged to review? Okay, I'll do it. Hello and welcome back to the YouTube channel. MFJJ here at podiumarcher.com, looking at the Stan Axis. This is what I would call a hybrid style release. What do I mean by hybrid? I mean it's a thumb button that attaches to your wrist that has an open hook. These are all things that benefit a hunter. Okay, this is really more of a hunting release, not a target release. A lot of the handhelds you see out there are target releases that people are hunting with. That doesn't make them bad, that doesn't make them wrong, but this is user-friendly for a couple of different reasons. One, there's no engagement Sear button. Now, a Sear is a cleaner trigger, don't get me wrong, although I would like to say this has a very clean trigger because I have been playing with it for a while. However, there is no push button, so you don't have to go up to it and go click to close it and engage the thumb. The mechanism is an open hook, and it's got a spring return. So if you fire it, it opens, right? And if you've let go of the button after that, it's still open. Push the button, closes. Really simple, easy, quick. Distance between where your fingers attach and the hook is really short, so you're not giving up a whole bunch of draw length. Really solid, sturdy wrist strap and a tight connection. So you could literally pull this like a wrist strap release where all the pressure is on your wrist and not in your hand, which for some people is a very big benefit. I wanted to use a release like this for a couple of reasons. It's a lot quicker to get on and off the bowstring. It doesn't have a button that you have to push to engage the spring, and it attaches to your wrist so you don't set it down. It's always on you. This part for open country hunting, elk, mule deer, running and gunning, this is a very big plus. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this on and adjust it and show you how I would shoot this release. These straps do break in relatively quickly, but this one hasn't been used yet, so it's a little funky. Now, whenever I shoot a wrist strap, I always try to get it really tight on my hand. Not so tight that it turns my hand blue, but tight enough that it doesn't like do this every time you pull it back. You want the base of this in the same spot on your wrist if you're pulling with your wrist. All right, let's see how this is set to start. Now, I've done a couple other videos showing how I like to set a release up, so I'll just go ahead and show you one and explain it when I get it back here if you haven't watched one of those. So distance-wise and length-wise, I can pull this with my wrist right now. My hand just happens to be around it. So I'm pulling it mostly with my wrist. I'm not really hanging on with my hand. So I'll hook my fingers around, anchor in. Now, I like to touch my thumb to my forefinger, if you can see that in there, and then pull through the back end and use back tension to fire this release, and it pushes my thumb into the button that way. And that's set a bit heavy for me. So I'm going to play with the tension real quick. That's your tension screw right there. And I'm going to assume that backing it out probably makes it lighter, but we'll see. It's a little awkward to do when it's strapped to you. Ooh, wrong one. Next one up. So I want to say these releases are $199, so it's quite a bit cheaper than like an Onyx or some of the other ones, but there are equivalent price stuff out there. Okay, we're going to go out one turn and see what we get here. And whenever you adjust a thumb style trigger, if you lighten it up and it gets too light, if you grab your string and your cables and just pull as hard as you can and it doesn't go off, you shouldn't punch yourself in the face. If you set it too light on some of these things, it hits a certain weight and it just goes off. But always point it at the bail after an adjustment, just in case it goes off for some reason, so you don't send your arrow into oblivion. Okay, so that's drastically lighter. So backing this screw out does lighten it up. I feel like that strap's just a little too short. So I'm going to lengthen that out a little bit and shoot it again. I do have these on the website if you're interested in them. Next one's this. Here we go. And this is just a clamp. There's nothing really sophisticated about it. There we go. Just back it off like 2 turns. And then it should loosen up, and you can see that strap getting a little longer. There we go. That might be a little too far, but I'm going to play with it and see how I feel. If you're using this as just a handheld that happens to hang on with the wrist strap, as long as that's long, it won't hurt anything. But if you're using it as an actual pull mechanism, you want to make this, getting this set just right is really kind of critical. Once again, if this is open like that, right, just push the spring and it re-engages, or push the thumb and it re-engages. Super easy, super quick. There's a lot I like about this release for the hunting setups. I would still use a push button for target in competition because they are a little cleaner, but this still feels really clean. That's much better lengthwise. So that right there, folks, if you can get a good look at it, is how I would set this release up. I have been shooting one of these for a month or two. Not a lot, but some, and I really like it. I can definitely say I am going to go to something like this. I haven't committed to this fully because I haven't tried everything yet, but this was the one that intrigued me the most out of the gate, so that's why I started with it. Head on over to podiumarcher.com for all those archery needs. $99 and up is free shipping. This would ship for free, and we do have them in stock right now. Can't say how long that'll last, but hey, you never know. Head on over to the Instagram. Make sure to like and subscribe. Less than half of you are subscribed to this channel. It would be really nice to see most of you subscribe because that actually does help us a lot. I would really appreciate that. It makes YouTube promote our videos a little bit more. So please like and subscribe. Sound like I'm begging. Sorry, it doesn't look good. Thanks.